So now we're going to have a look at how to put materials onto this. So we're going to add a gradient material to this using the node editor. So to do this we're going to have to open up a new window. So if you just come down to the bottom of your 3D toolbar and you just drag that up a bit. Currently we've got this bottom window set to timeline editor, so we need to change that to the node editor. So if you come to the icon, the little clock icon in the bottom corner, click on that and come up to node editor, and that'll give you this window here. So now we need to add a material onto this object. So with your object selected, come over to your materials panel, add a new material slot and add a new material, and I'm going to call this mountains. Okay, so if we have a look in our node editor, you'll see that we've got these boxes and we've got a little line that's linking them. So if you zoom in using your scroll wheel, you can have a bit of a better look at them. So we've got the diffuse, which is your colour, and then we've got where it's going to output this colour to. So currently it's outputting to the surface of our object, which is great. So I'm just going to change my top view in the viewport to material so we can see what's going on. And now we're going to add in some extra nodes so that we can start manipulating the material on this object. So to do that I'm just going to move these two over a bit. So if I hold down my middle mouse wheel in the node editor, you can see that you can move your nodes from left to right. So I'm just going to put mine over there because we're going to need a bit more space because we're going to be adding in a few more modules. So to add in a new module, if you just make sure your mouse is in your node editor window and press Shift A, you'll come up with your add menu, and we're just going to use the search function for this. So just click on search and then type in texture, and it will come up texture coordinate, and we just want to click on that, and we're going to put this one over here. So I'm just going to add in the modules and then I'm going to talk through what they do. So Shift A and search, and now we're going to add mapping. So there we go, mapping, add that one in, and Shift A, search, separate X, Y and Z, and then one more, Shift A, and we're going to add in colour ramp. Okay, so now we've got all of our modules in. So what these modules are going to do is we're going to link them all up, and then eventually it's going to affect the material output on our actual object. So currently these aren't linked, so none of them are actually working yet. So the texture coordinate module is a placeholder, so Blender knows that it's putting something onto this material. So you could actually add in an image on here if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that today. The mapping module allows you to change the scale and rotation and also the location of your X, Y and Z. So we'll be looking at that in a little bit. And separate X, Y and Z also allows Blender to be able to sort of snap your material to a particular axis. And then your colour ramp is where you'll be choosing your multiple colours that will be output to your final material. So let's go ahead and let's join these up. So let's start with texture coordinate. So we're going to take it out with generated and put it into the mapping at the bottom. So if you just left click on the little button next to generated and then just hold and drag down to the vector at the mapping module, and then do the same with mapping. So hold down, left click and take it into separate X, Y and Z, and then if we take it out of the separate Y into the colour ramp and then from color ramp into the color on the diffuse, and you can see instantly now that we've got a stripe along one side of our model. So because we've taken it out of the separate Y, it's running the material along the Y axis. So if we wanted to change that to the Z X axis, we could take it out of the X, and now you can see that it's running that material along the X axis, and then you can see if we change it to the Z axis, it's now going along the Z axis. So we want to keep it on the Z axis. So what we want to do now is add in some extra colours to this. So if we come into our colour ramp, it's going to zoom in so you can see a bit better. Currently we've got a black, so if we move that up you can see that it's moving the amount of black that we have on our material, and then we've got a white at the other end. So if you want to change the colour, if you click on the arrow key on the colour box, you'll see down here it changes this colour bar. So if you click on that, you can then select whatever colour you want. So I'm just going to choose a dark green for the grass, and then I want my mountains to have snowy white caps on them, so I'm going to leave the end one as white, and then I'm going to add in some new colours. So if you just click on the plus icon, you'll see it's added in a new box. It's going to add in some more, so I'm going to add in 3 more, and then I'm just going to separate them out a bit, and then I'm going to change their colours. So I want the base of my mountains to be a sort of dark purpley grey, and then going up I want it to be a bit lighter, so now you can see that we've got a gradient sort of starting to happen. It's a bit, you can see this banding is occurring at the moment, which we'll fix in a minute. So just have a play around with that and sort of just move your colours about to get the drop-offs where you want them exactly. Just going to add in Okay, so once you're happy with your basic colour placement, we can now start having a bit of a play around with this mapping tool. So if we have a look at the location first, so if we go to our Z location, and you can see that if we change that, it's actually changing the starting point of our Z axis. So if we're moving it up, you can see that that's shifted our green higher up our mountains, and if we move it the opposite way, we're getting more white. So if we have a look at rotation, we can rotate it along the y-axis. So let's see what this does. So if you can see now, what it's doing is it's tilting along this axis. So if I take that down, you can see our grass is slowly blending into the floor, and if I move it up, you can see that the front sections of our mountains are getting higher, the material's getting higher on them. So I'm just going to set that back to 0, and then last we're going to have a look at the scale. So if we have a look at the Z scale, you can see that this is changing the actual scale of our Z mapping. So if you guys just want to have a little bit of a play around with that, get it where you want it. And then another thing we can have a look at is in the color ramp module. If we come down to this drop down menu here, currently it's on linear, so we can have a play around with these, and these are just the way that the actual gradient is going to merge between each other. So currently we've got it set on linear. This means it's going to give more of a defined line between each colour. So let's just have a look at contrast. So if you wanted more of a stylized look, so you could go for something like contrast, which has very straight cuts between each colour. I usually choose B-spline. You get more of a gradiated look for B-spline. So once you've found what gradient you want, just have a little bit of a play around, get your materials where you want them, and then we'll bring our models back in and start setting up our scene.